The new parts have arrived from the factory without issue. They'll be fitted to the car in time for the next session.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of my F1 2018 career mode. Today we are here for the Hungarian Grand Prix, and if you guys did miss the last episode, then do check it out by clicking the card in the top right hand corner of your screen for the German Grand Prix. But today, as you can see, we arrived here at Hungary with two upgrades in the car, more specifically for the engine, and that's going to push us a lot more closer towards forcing it in the R&D chart. Now these two engine upgrades were for the next two races of Spa and Monza. Now we've got those on the car, we're a little bit more competitive in the engine department, and we can now focus on chassis, because what I want to do in the chassis is get an upgrade which is for the heat dispersing rims, which basically means hopefully we'll have less heat build up in the tyres, which might allow me to have better tyre temperature issues, or should I say less tyre temperature issues. If that doesn't resolve it, then we're in big trouble. As you can see on the practice programs on Friday, FP1 was in the wet, so I was limited to FP2 running, and I've got to be honest with you guys, I hated the track. I could not get to grips with it, and I tried every single setup from wet to dry to the default one, literally changed nothing at all, to AOR setups. Nothing worked, and ultimately I was very similar in terms of where I was losing lap time, and I could not do the race strategy test. It was really infuriating, this one, I can't lie. You'll probably pick it up and notice it on the when I'm talking for the live commentary during the race at the start, but I was really frustrated this weekend, and I'm shocked because it's a track that should suit this Red Bull car, but it really isn't. So we're in massive trouble going into qualifying on Saturday, and I knew we was going to be up against it, so I had to really pull something special out of the bag. In the end, I actually settled for a default setup with just 5 and 7 on the aero and 7 on the ballast. That's all I changed. I just don't know why, I just did not feel confident changing anything on the car. No matter what I did, it wouldn't work. And as you can see on our first run in Q1 on the Ultra Softs, we do go P16, not a great lap, so we have to go back out again. And to be fair, we are on the bubble of getting through. We do have to find, though, half a second. Even though we're in P17, we need to find half a second, which is a massive amount of time to find around this circuit. So as you can see, straight away, turn 1, picking up my apex there on the power nice and early. DRS open, already a 10th up on my previous best, as we now throw the car down into the left-hander of turn 3, using the gears to really rotate the car, and we was momentarily 2 tenths up, but then we hit the wall, and we've lost the left front, and yeah, I was pretty damn angry, I can't lie. Just the car felt really bad, just had no performance, no setup worked, and I went on Twitter and I said that I'm genuinely concerned now if this car is glitched, because it's so strange to me how I struggle so much in a car that should be a winning car, and I've got no answer for it. So I thought to myself, you know what, we're going nowhere this weekend, we got knocked out, so I'm going to take an engine and also a gearbox, because why not? I don't want to abuse the system, but in this particular situation I'm not going anywhere. But all in all, a disappointing start to the weekend. Friday miserable, Saturday miserable. Can we do anything better in the race on Sunday? Let's find out. It's time for the race.
We've seen some astonishing Grand Prix here over the years, haven't we? The drama of 2015 is a recent example. Jenson Button's first win on a wet track in 2006, or in 1997, Damon Hill's heartbreak in the Arrows after a late gearbox failure cost him what would have been the team's only ever victory. What a wonderful place this is to come racing today. 14 corners then for our drivers to navigate at the 2.7-mile Hungaroring today. It's 6 lefts and 8 rights around a lap here, with average speeds in the region of 120 miles per hour. Anthony Davidson joins me again for the race today. Let's talk about Martinez. They're starting towards the back of the field today in a car that is fast, so they'll be disappointed, won't they?
They'll have a sinking feeling as they look up from the cockpit and realise they're in a different postcode to the start line for sure. But the one positive they can hold on to is that the car is quick and they can make their way through the field.
So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. Sebastian Vettel will start on pole. Fantastic qualifying from the multiple world champion. And Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Raikkonen, Ricciardo, Carlos Sainz and Alonso, Magnussen, Grosjean, Hülkenberg and Esteban Ocon, Gasly, Perez, Charles Leclerc and Hartley, Sirotkin, Van Dorn, Lance Stroll and Marcus Ericsson, Bottas and Martinez. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Right, so Hungary, not a great situation, it has to be said. Pretty simple, really. We're just going to go for it, and we've got nothing to lose. Fresh engine, like I said, I don't want to abuse the engine system too much. This is one of those races where we just have no pace at all. So, yeah, I thought, you know what, I'm going to start last anyway. So this is one of those ones where I don't mind taking a penalty. We should be okay for engines now for the rest of the season, quite comfortably. Strategy-wise, we're going to start the mediums, transition to the softs, and fuel-wise, we are heavy. Very heavy, 4 laps over. Basically try and run rich mix for most of the race on this new engine and basically use it. So yeah, let's see what happens. Realistically, I'm not expecting anything. I'd like to get in the top 10, but I don't know why, but I just have no explanation. At the moment, I'm in the moment. I've just recorded practice and qualifying, and I'm frustrated and I'm pissed off. So hopefully I can try and make something happen in the race, but it's been a very frustrating race weekend so far. But with that being said, let's see if we can turn a nothing weekend into something. Right, here we go then. Let's get ready for the 5 red lights here at Hungary. Lights out and away we go. Damn, that's a bad start. But then again, when do I not get a bad start? Either way, we're underway here into turn 1 now. Up the inside here, we're going to get a little pocket of space. Get past Bottas and Ericsson. Yes, we do. There we go. Bottas has gone off the track. Don't know what's happened there to Valtteri Bottas, but yellow flag behind. And Bottas has had an issue. Oh my god, this tyre is so understeery. Jesus, man. Zero grip on this medium tyre at the moment. And I've got Ericsson all over the back of me in the Sauber here. Oh, that's very early in the brakes. Got to be careful there. AI going super slow at the moment. Abnormally slow, should I say. We switch back underneath. Can we go up the inside of a couple of cars here? Into the chicane? Yes, we do. Getting past Stroll and also Stoffel Van Dorn. Leclerc there. I think he might have an issue with his car. He's going very slow. And he's actually causing a bit of a small pile up here. We're up in the P16 though, so we've gained a few places. This medium tyre feels very understeery though. I don't think I'm going to have race pace against an ultra soft, even if the ultra soft is worn. And the AI's car, Jesus, that was close. Whew, that was very close. As I was saying, on an ultra soft runner, even that tyre that's very severely worn is going to be faster than this one, I think. So it's going to be a long race. The race should come to me later on, but for now, we're going to be struggling big time. Luckily, we've got Van Dorn behind, which shouldn't be too bad. Having said that, he's still going to go for it. Jeez, man, there goes Van Dorn, the slowest car on the grid. He pulls to the inside into turn 1. I go for the long way round. And Van Dorn's got it done. Fair play. Jeez, we're in big trouble, man. If that McLaren's getting past us that easily, then we've got an issue. Van Dorn locks up. We lock up ourselves, but we do get the re-overtake, though, which is good. And Van Dorn drops down a few places. Right, P16. And we're already struggling a little bit. Not a great sign. There's our first track extend of the race. I'd be surprised if we do not pick up a penalty this race, but I think we probably are going to, so let's see what happens here. Oh, yellow flag. Something's happened. Oh, and someone's slowing down here. Might be someone in this pack of cars. And, oh, it's Pierre Gasly slowing down again. Is Gasly out of the race for a second race in a row, or is it just a puncture? No, he's out of the race. Pierre Gasly retires from a second consecutive Grand Prix race weekend. And that's really brought the pack close together here, but we are extremely on the back foot here. We're going to go defensive, cover off Lance Stroll. Down to turn 1. Oh my god, oh, woof. That's not ideal for me, and I've lost the place to Stroll. Wow, this ain't going to be good. This really ain't going to be good. Back around the outside, not quite any grip, no, not at all. Leclerc and Hartley going side by side in front of us though. Leclerc, I think, has a car problem. Or he's just super slow, one or the other, but he's definitely struggling for pace. Speaking of struggling for pace, I'm not even going to comment on that one because we don't have no pace. Oh, tyres feel horrible into the chicane, and I think this is where we are for pace at the moment. I genuinely think that. Right, cars in the pit lane. Meanwhile, here comes Bottas. I'm not even going to waste my time fighting that one because we know how it's all going to end as I completely get turn 1 all wrong. And there's Vettel in the pit lane, or say in the pit lane, out of the pit lane. He's already done a pit stop, and he's got a pit stop distance gap on me already after 5 laps. I'm not even going to say anything. Right, more cars in the pit lane here. We're going to get promoted to P12 for now. I'm just holding on to DRS, but I am in serious trouble here. Right, at the final corner then, here comes Sebastian Vettel in the Ferrari, personal best, more cars in the pit lane, we get inside the top 10. For now, Seb though, goes for the move, down the inside of turn 1, a lock up on the right front, and there's no way I'm holding that around the outside. Mid-corner, oversteer, even though I wasn't really going that fast, and the back end just slipped out. So we have to concede the position, drop down to P10 for now. Right, and now here comes Ocon. Speaking of competing, this ain't one I'm going to compete with either. He's on the ultra soft, so I'm going to let him do his thing and try and chase up to the guys in front. For some reason as well, turn 1, I can't keep it around the outside. It doesn't even matter if I brake early, I just can't seem to do it. I've just not got that sort of grip. There's been contact though between Stroll and Ocon here. Stroll running wide at turn 2, or turn 3 should I say. Ocon, look at that, he's going for this around the outside move. Ocon gets it done. I have to go on the brakes, unfortunately. I can't even consider even going to attack Stroll there. I'm on the back foot. But Ocon gets a nice move done around the outside. Fantastic stuff, but the straight line speed obviously helping him out in terms of going around the outside. So we've now got Stroll in front of us. That's someone that we can try and overtake. Right, at the final corner then. Alonso now in the McLaren, all over the back of me here. However, he's not as fast as other people to get the move done, so we're going to be able to stay ahead for now. The race is just starting to come back to me now. Brendan Hartley in front has got a bit of a slow car. I don't know if he's got a car problem, but he's holding up all of these faster cars behind him, so this is going to help us out. Hopefully if they all start dicing pretty heavily and in getting involved in heavy battles, we might get a chance. Meanwhile, I've stuck with Stroll now in the Williams, and I think I might be able to start to line him up for a move. Alonso's close, another personal best. I'm getting faster and faster every lap, which is good. My left rear is cooking. I find it quite ironic, even in a race when I'm not fast, my tyres still overheat. Pretty ridiculous to be honest with you, but I don't know what to do anymore at this point. I'm running a default setup. A default setup should not cause your tyres to overheat, in my opinion. You know, that's just my way of seeing it. You should have overheating tyres if you're running a bit of an aggressive setup and you're trying to go faster. You know, a default setup shouldn't punish you. That's what this game does, so which is kind of frustrating. Meanwhile, here comes Alonso this time. He's close enough. Not quite actually, he's backed over right at the last second. So we stay ahead. This is pretty comfortable for us now. P11 on the cusp of points. Staying behind Stroll, it's not too bad. Main thing is not letting the rears overheat. The fronts are manageable when they overheat. It's the rears. When they get hot, it's game over. Okay, this lap I'm pretty close to Lance Stroll here. Can I make anything happen at all? Come on, another personal best. Just not close enough. That Williams gets too much acceleration. Out the corner again through turn 1. I'm not going to get close through here at all. I'm terrible through the first corner, so I'm going to have to sit behind Stroll. This is very frustrating in the minute. Very frustrating. Ooh, I'm pretty close this lap. Very close this lap actually. Come on, good exit. Oh, damn it, man. Just can't get close enough. The acceleration is just not there. It's not so much the AI now, it's just this car's so piss poor. Come on. I want to make this move. I just can't do it, man. I just can't do it. I've just not got the grip on the tyres. There's no way it's happening. I'm actually reeling him in a little bit towards the end of the pit straight, but it's just not enough. It's not enough to make an overtake, unfortunately. This is my best place to pass him. I get such a good run through there. I just can't get close enough into the chicane. If I had the acceleration of Williams or a Force India, Ferrari, Sauber, any car, I'd get him into the chicane. Oh.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
What? Safety car? Wow, okay. Literally, I don't even know what's happened there, but safety car deployed on the pit straight. That's interesting. Well, I've been here pondering my decision, and first of all, I don't know why the safety car's come out. No one's retired, unless maybe someone's going for a random spin, which was not near me at least, so I know nothing about it. I'll find out after the race, but I don't know what to do strategy-wise because it's so awkward. I can't go that far on softs. I don't think I can. And Perez comes out just in front of me there, splitting myself and Stroll. Stroll managed to pull away right at the end thanks to the Delta, so that opened the little pocket for Perez to come in there, which was annoying. So I don't know what to do at the minute. I'm kind of just assessing the options. I think I might have to come in after the safety car. It's too far to go on soft, especially with my overheating issues. It's just, I'm not going to win. If I wasn't overheating, I'd go for it, but I'm cooking my tyres, so I'm not sure. having said that, tyre wear looks pretty good actually. So this ain't too bad. 27 on the left rear as the worst tyre. I reckon what we could do is, thanks to the safety car, is stay out. Perez is a medium, so he's going to be in the same tyre as me. Alright, he's going to be a lot faster than me, but it's still the same rubber. And I think if I can go long into the race, I might be able to go ultras at the end. I know ultras go about 8 to 10 laps-ish. 10's maybe stretching it a bit. That's the thing, I don't really know the length of the ultras, but I want to say I can probably get 10 laps out of the ultra maybe. Although 8 would be like my safe number. So realistically speaking, I could try and get to lap 27, 26 and go on the ultras maybe. It's going to be a stretch, but it's doable. So I reckon I'm going to maybe do that. Right, safety car in this lap. We're going to get ready for the restart here. Rich mix engaged. We might struggle for pace, and I think we probably are going to struggle for pace, but you know what? It's all part of the fun. So let's get the tyre wear screen up and let's get racing here again, and let's see what we can do. We're kind of stuck to a limiter now. Oh, there we go, racing again. Why is it when I always just put my foot down, the safety car just happens to come in? I'm now going to be on the back foot here for the home straight. Luckily, no DRS, which means we might just be able to stay ahead of Alonso possibly here. We're going to go defensive to the inside. We're now racing these guys for position because of the strategy. We've now got a chance in this race to make something happen. So we're going to hold the inside on Alonso there and not let him through just yet. Oh, Lance Stroll comes in. So he's off of those soft compound tyres. We're going to try and stay out a few more laps. Basically, let the pack spread out a bit, and we'll give ourselves the best chance later on strategy. Meanwhile, we're actually doing a good job here, and strong pace. I can stay in hot lap for one more lap, I reckon. And we're actually doing a personal best by quite a bit, by 6/10 to 19.0. We're starting to lean in these tyres a little bit now because obviously the safety car is making it a little bit easier for us on strategy.
Okay, some information on Raikkonen. They have an issue with their car. They're going to be slow.
Oh, Raikkonen slowing down. Look at that. And another fastest lap from us, so 18.4. Another half a second improvement. And that's only 6/10 off the fastest lap from Sebastian Vettel, who's just said that across the line. So we're now into P4. We can make something work here. There's a lot of stuff kicking off behind us here. We need to go long into the race and keep this kind of pace up. The longer this works for us, the better chance we're going to have at the end on the ultras. And Alonso has come in that lap behind me, so we're going to get a little bit of free air and roaming by ourselves. Only half a second off my personal best. No ERS used that time round. However, I'm going to go back to using it now this lap. We've saved a little bit of battery up there, so we keep on rebounding. We can make it work. Fuel-wise, I'm going to have to use up some of my rich mix here in this stint because we need to make this work. So I'm aiming to only have about a lap left in the final stint. Oh my god, another yellow flag in front. What the hell has happened this time? Is it some in front of us? Let's wait and see, but there was a yellow flag and there's another yellow flag again. Who is it that's got the problem this time round? Looks like it's behind. We've got a Ferrari in the pit lane here of, I'm guessing that's going to be Raikkonen, who's finally recovered back to the pits after that puncture. Sainz comes in. So this is looking good so far. Lots of cars behind us are coming into the pit lane. So we're getting to roam by ourselves in clean air. Let's keep this up. Okay, I've done my pushing now, so I'm saving ERS and fuel for later on the ultras. Now I'm just focusing on keeping the temperatures under control, and hopefully we can keep it that way. 106 is about as hard as I can go. The left front there, getting a little bit hot through that corner. I can't push it any more than that. Also, pace-wise, the Sam in standard engine mode, trying to save tyres, is not too bad. Only 6/10 off the fastest lap, my personal fastest lap, so that's pretty damn good in my opinion. On the mediums, I'm actually not that bad, I've got to say. Right now, Bottas is behind me and he's catching me, but not that fast to say my tyres are about 20 laps older than his. We're doing a good job of also managing the left front. I'm now running in hot lap ERS to pick up the pace a little bit as I've got a full battery to use. We've only got 2 more laps to go here before we come in for the ultras. Look at that, personal best, no rich mix involved. I'm starting to finally understand how the car and track works. And the way I'm driving now, I'm seemingly finding my mojo. And a personal best 27 laps into this Grand Prix on these tyres says everything you need to know about how much I've struggled and how it's taken me so long to understand how this bloody car works. Because normally that's my strength, I pick it up straight away. I have done for so many years on so many cars, but with this car around this track, I just could not put the pieces together, and I still can't put the pieces together. But we're coming in this app finally for Ultra Softs. Right, here we go, penultimate corner. It's been a great stint, very consistent, good on the tyre. Now we're going to see where we rejoin. I reckon we could be inside the top 10, which will be fantastic. And then we're going to be on the ultra soft. So there's that Toro Rosso there, and the Renault, and also the McLaren going through the penultimate corner. Those are the guys that we're racing. Great stop, 2.1 and away. We're racing Hartley, Sainz and Alonso. Here comes Hartley. Sainz won't be too far behind. There he comes. We're going to come up between Sainz and Alonso. Up to speed. Here he comes. Can we get ahead of Alonso here for the points? Alonso locks up. There we go. He gives me that position for free. And we're inside the top 10. And we're on ultra softs. Right. Well, this race might just turn to something positive here. Hartley and Sainz we have to get ahead of at least to make this an okay race for us. So let's get our head down and let's crack on with it. Rich mix to the end. Let's go. Oh my god, the grip on these tyres is stupid. I don't even know how to describe it. I feel like I'm on rails, genuine rails. I'm just flying up to the back of Carlos Sainz here. And I've got so much more grip on this tyre. Look at the grip I've got. I just close him down so easily. Right, onto the pit straight. Purple middle, purple final sector. Are we close enough for a dive? Yes, we are. Down the inside of turn 1. An aggressive move. But I'm taking it while the tyres are still not that hot. It's our chance to strike. Right, let's make a fast up at the Grand Prix and chase down Hartley now. Right, now into the final corner. Behind Brendan Hartley this time. So much closer than we were with Sainz. We pick up at the traction. Fastest lap of 15.5. That is a mile faster than anybody else. Hartley goes defensive, but we still got the inside anyway, no matter what he does defensively, and we make the move. Tyres already above 100 degrees. Up next, Charles Leclerc in the Sauber, also on mediums. And that Sauber's not as fast as the Toro Rosso, so it should be pretty easy pickings. And the thing is, if we keep these tyres under control, these will be streets faster than the mediums. Left side of tyres are getting hot. Here we go, it begins. I want to try and drive slow, but I reckon I'll still be fast enough to catch Leclerc. I just got to drive extra cautiously. I'm going to try and burn off the extra fuel as well, to try and be nice and light. Right, the left side of tyres, and now all four are getting hot. The left ones especially. Good thing about all the tyres being hot is that I shouldn't have major issues with grip because they're equally hot all around. It's when the rears only get warm because that's when you've got the imbalance. But because they're all as bad, the car's pretty consistent. It just means I'm going to really wear out my tyres fast, but there's not many laps left, so I'm slowly catching Leclerc and closing the gap, so hopefully I'll be on the back by the back of the race. However, left front is getting that hot now that I'm getting no grip through left-handers. So yeah, we're just going to have to settle for P8. I'm not even going to bother trying to pretend I'm going to get Leclerc out. If anything, let's make sure Hartley doesn't get back past. I hate this so much, man. I really do. It's just annoying because I don't drive aggressive. I don't understand. I'm so smooth. I could literally just leave on board a whole lap and you'll see how I drive. And it makes no sense how I'm cooking my tyres this bad. I mean, even there, I'm barely turning the steering wheel. This corner here, for example, this one kills my tyres. But again, I'm super smooth. I don't get it. I really do not. Right, final sector here. Hartley's all over the back of me. Sainz closing up as well. The car feels... It's a strange feeling because I feel like I've got tyres, but then mid-corner all of a sudden you get a sudden understeer from overheating. But either way, we've managed to survive. We've got 8th place, which for me, I'll take that as a win because we've had a shocker of a weekend. And there we go, across the line. Hartley's close, but we just, by a whisker, hold on. Even then, the acceleration in the Toro Rosso compared to my car is pathetic. Wow.
There's been a big push at the factory lately to get these cars ready, and we can see the fruits of that labour today as Red Bull lift the winner's trophy.
Right, so I'm glad that is over. Ricciardo wins at least, that's good news for him and also for us as a team. Sergio Perez second and Lewis Hamilton P3 ahead of Valtteri Bottas. Sebastian Vettel only P5 ahead of Esteban Ocon and Charles Leclerc the MVP in P7 there for Sauber. We get 8th place after starting from the back of the grid, and Brendan Hartley and Carlos Sainz round out the top 10. Further down the order though, you can see that Gasly and Raikkonen having really poor races. In terms of the standings though, we drop down to 4th place. Ricardo re-overtakes me for 3rd, and that's pretty much fair enough for me. I don't really care too much. In my head, I've kind of mentally accepted that we're not going to win the championship this year, and I need to really switch teams. So in terms of constructors, you can see we do hold 3rd place. We're 1 point behind Force India though, so you never know. We could try and push on and at least try and get 2nd or 3rd in the championship, but also try and get 2nd in the constructors as well. But we're closing that gap down to Ferrari now, and only 28 points behind the red cars. If Ricardo performs regularly like today, then you never know. If he has a strong into the season like last season as well, where he won 4 of the 5 last races, then it could be very, very good for us as a team. But all in all, that was Hungary, and we now move to power circuits, where hopefully tyre temperatures should be a little bit less of an issue in the form of Spa and Monza. However, those tracks don't really suit our car, so let's get into the laptop and get some more upgrades in the car.
You gained a lot of positions during the race, didn't you? That was a close finish. How are things between the two of you? Appreciate your time.
Right, it's that time again for the contract negotiation. Hopefully this time we can get what we want and make sure we don't mess it up. So let's see what we can do. Right, attempt number 1, let's see what they say.
All right, the terms have been agreed. All that's left is to sign the paperwork. You'll be on this new deal from the next race weekend.
Perfect, exactly what we needed, and a pretty straightforward contract. And to be fair, it cost me a bit of slack as well. 8th place in qualifying, 6th in the race. I can manage that, and hopefully I can try and pull through and get some extra points. Now, in terms of the allocation here, we're going to first of all sort out the next race weekend. Now, we arrive at Spa next, and we're going to debut power unit number 2. So we're going to get part 2 of all the power unit components on the car, and we're going to use that one in the next race in Spa and also Monza as well. So let's get that on there, perfect. And then we're also going to do the gearbox. We've got the new one on for this race weekend. That should be okay now for the next 6 races, so that's sorted as well. Now let's talk about R&D development. Now we've got 2,000 points to spend. There is an upgrade which I need to make, and it's very, very important. And if this one doesn't fix my car, I don't know what will. Heat dispersing wheel rims. Now this is going to help us with the tyre temperature issues. So this will arrive from Monza if all goes well. Monza isn't a particularly high tyre wear track in terms of tyre temperature. However, I want it from Monza because if it does foul, then I can have it in time for Singapore. So we're going to get that on the car, and hopefully that will help our tyre temperature issues. If it doesn't, we're in big trouble. Now, in terms of the rest of the car in itself, we don't have enough points to afford anything else. As you can see, everything's just a little bit too expensive at the moment, so it's not a big deal. We'll just sit on the points and try and go again in the next race. I'm looking to get that drag upgrade on the car there for the minor. I'm on aero, which shouldn't be too expensive. Also, I've got an eye on this one here as well for the rear of the car, because it's kind of been missed out in amongst all the other upgrades. But all in all, that's what we've got going for us at the moment. Hopefully that upgrade will give us a nice little push and hopefully take us above Force India. But then again, I'm expecting Force India to bring some big upgrades. McLaren have been the fastest and the biggest movers in the last couple of races. Will they keep on upgrading? We'll have to wait and find out. But all in all, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this very, very frustrating and tough Hungarian Grand Prix. If you have, then drop a like on the video. Also, do get subscribed for daily Formula 1 content and turn on notifications to not miss a single video from me. But finally, check out these 2 videos on your screen if you have missed them. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching this episode, and I'll see you on my next one very, very soon. But until then, it's goodbye from me.